Welcome to another video, guys, and happy holidays. Today we're gonna be talking about Copy Druid, which is a pretty fun, interesting new deck, which is not super popular, but it's actually pretty strong. And you definitely need to know how to play against it, but also with it. So in this video I'm gonna give you a quick guide about it, talk about mulligans, win rates, and general tips so you know what you could be doing with as well as against it. So I hope you find the video helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be great, and don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But now, let's get into the guide.
You are not prepared!
Here's the list I used, and it's actually pretty potent, and it has two main ways of actually killing opponents. One would be with the obvious Briar Spawn Drake, and the other one with the Dread Deserter. How do you kill opponents that way? Well, you basically play a Briar Spawn Drake, you copy it a few times with the Zinajari location, with or without the double up stats from Lady Ashara if you managed. You get to copy the location a couple of times max, and you technically could even get yourself an extra copy with at least the Navigator, but that definitely doesn't happen way too often. Another thing you could also do is use the new Welcome Home card, with which you could actually open the same location twice in the same turn. So if you have, let's say, 13 mana for a Briar Spawn Drake, you could be using a single Zinajari without even copying it with the Scrapping Student, and that way you get to get yourself 3 Briar Spawn Drakes, which in certain circumstances would be lethal. But if you played Lady Ashara, that would be a guaranteed lethal, because if you copy a minion like this, the extra copy becomes a 24, and if you copy it again, the next copy becomes a 48, which is kinda insane. And we did actually manage to do that in one of the games, or at least we were about to when the opponent conceded. The same thing can happen with the Dread Deserter, and the first card does not have charge, but the copies actually do, which sounds kinda weird, but technically it is working like that. Honestly, it doesn't sound like it should be working like that, because that's still a copy of the same card that did charge in your deck, but hey, Blizzard coding, who am I to judge? So again, the first copy could be a 12-12 charge, and the second one a 24 charge. The cool thing about this deck is a lot of the times the opponents do know about the Briar Spawn Drake OTK, but they don't know about the Dread Deserter OTK. So a lot of the times you're actually gonna see opponents passing against you not playing any minions, thinking that would save them from a big Briar Spawn Drake, but no, you're just gonna charge their mouth to death, and that's also gonna be working. Going through the cards themselves, we have a couple of innervates with which you will be able to do some stuff faster. A couple of Arcanite Revelations are amazing, especially if they fish out a good spell for you like a New Heights. The wave shaping is basically tracking for Druid, but this also puts not so great cards at the bottom of your deck, which could be a benefit, but it also could be a downside if you're putting good stuff at the bottom. A single copy of Bottomless Toy Chest is again like a tracking, but for 2 mana. You don't really have any spell damage in this one, unless you, at least the Navigator, I guess, and that way you could get yourself 2 copies, but it's not really something you're going to be looking forward to. Ebb and Flow is pretty good because you can go face with this, or you can use it for control for the most part, and it is going to give you a little bit of armor if you played a minion already, but it's not super easy to play a minion early with this one. The first one you could be dropping would be Elise. Story of Barnabas is super awesome because usually it is going to give you extra armor. The only card that won't give you armor would be Elise, I do believe. The New Heights are amazing, so you can do stuff easier later on. The swipes are great, so you can control the board. Welcome Home is also pretty decent, actually, and it's not something you should always use for the Zinajari. You could be using it on your Midrasil, you could be using it on the Elite's location, so yeah, it really comes down to what you actually need in that one. With Elise the Navigator, you could be pretty flexible. Like I said, you could be using it for a 10 mana, so you can get yourself an extra big copy of either your Dread Deserter or your Briar Spawn Drake, but a lot of the times you're going to use it for 5 mana to get yourself some rushers, maybe discover a card, maybe plus extra damage, that kind of stuff. So it's not a one-size-fits-all, but it's usually either 5 mana or sometimes 10. The Well of Eternity is something you really don't want to be playing in this deck. For anybody wondering why we have it in the deck, it's part of the Fabled package, so you get Zinajari and Lady Ashara, but also the Well of Eternity, which you're going to be very happy to destroy with Lady Ashara, preferably before you've actually drawn it. But Zinajari is really where the money's at, because even if you haven't empowered this, just getting yourself a bunch of copies of a 12 damage Briar Spawn Drake could be enough. With the Dread Deserter, however, it might go a little bit short unless you've actually put some pressure on the opponent. The Will of Eternity does have its moments, like if your hand is literally empty and you don't have any card draw, yeah, by all means play it, get yourself some random nonsense, but that's all it's gonna be. A bunch of random cards from all classes, by the way, so you can't really expect too much synergy, but you might actually get yourself some card draw out of that. They are gonna be temporary spells, but still, with a good amount of mana, you could actually pull off some decent value like that. Midrasil is pretty awesome because it does give you a good amount of card draw, a little bit of armor and board presence, and also a whole lot of mana refresh, which could be very powerful for you later on. And again, this would be an okay thing to actually copy with the Scrapbook Student as well. In one of the games we had a very very bad time drawing, so getting Scrapping Student on our Midrisil helped us draw a ton of extra cards. Lady Ashara, you could play the game without playing her at all, but she definitely would be better off empowering your Zinajari. Never use it for the Well of Eternity, that's gonna be pretty silly. Casting the spells twice, it's still gonna be some random bullshit, whereas with Zinajari, getting yourself twice the amount of stats could be amazing, and it's not even always gonna have to be on the minion you OTK people with. The first one or two locations you could actually use for something like Nomelia, the Brood, the Ziliax, really just something to stay alive if the opponent is pushing your stool in. You're just gonna have to do what you gotta do to live by. The Scrapping Book Student, you could be copying a Midrisil, Zinajari, or even the Elise location. In some cases that would be valid options, but for the most part the best target would be the Zinajari, because the more you copy, especially with the bigger, twice the amount of stats, the bigger the minions get. The Dread Deserter is gonna have charge if you copy it, but the first initial card doesn't, so keep that in mind. Nomelia is pretty decent, and she is the reason why you should be positioning smart against decks that do run Nomelia, which is half the meta basically. So yeah, with her you are gonna get the cleave, 3 minions if the opponent didn't separate him with locations or isolate it with taunts and whatnot, and you're also gonna have 2 damage AoE for the opponent's face as well, so be smart about it. In some cases you might actually want to copy Nomelia to get yourself that extra 2 damage for the opponent's face, and that might actually be lethal. The Eridar Brute also pretty decent. A lot of the times opponents do go wide against you with some small crap, and being able to play this guy for 1, 2, 3 mana definitely ain't no joke, and being able to copy it also could be very powerful against certain opponents. Single copy of Under the Stars is also kinda cool. You get to use it for a lot of card draw or for a lot of armor. In some games you actually do wanna just wait around and do nothing so that the opponent loads up the board, and all you wanna do is just stay alive until that happens, so you could even just use him for 15 armor this way, or you could use it for a variety of all options, like draw 4 cards, refresh 3 mana, play something, that kind of stuff. Ziliax is strong as ever with the Twin Plus Perfect module, is gonna keep you alive, and Briarspawn Drake at the end could be pretty powerful again. As long as the opponent played something decent for you to attack into, should be fine. For the matchups, we actually have decently populated sample size here. Garona and Templar Rogue apparently not your friend, Mid-range Shaman could be a problem, and Dragon Warrior as well. Personally, I didn't find those matchups to be too hard, but still, we didn't play against that many matchups either, so there's that too. For the mulligan, here's what we have. Obviously, always New Heights is gonna be amazing. Arcanite Revelation or Wave Shaping also pretty good. At least the Navigator straight out would be amazing, and this also ensures that your Story of Barnabas is gonna be giving you 5 armor, which is awesome. A Midrisil, especially if you're curving into it, would be great. The story is nice, Bottomless is fine. Zinajari straight out is okay. Lady Ashara can also make some sense, even though it sounds a little bit greedy if you ask me. Innervate can also be great, especially if you already have something you look forward to, and depending on the matchup, Swipe or Ebb and Flow could also make sense, so keep that in mind. On the coin, again, try to get ramp, try to get card draw, try to get Elise, and you should be right as rain. One thing I noticed this deck does not have is Trail Mix, so if you guys are trying to find room for that, maybe remove one Toy Chesticle, and that should give you a little bit of room for at least that, but all around the deck does work fine like this as well. That's about it for the deck. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive. You have a grand total of 5 legendaries in here, one of which is Elise, the other is Ziliax. Nomelia everybody should have, so that only leaves you with Lady Ashara and a Midrisil for questionable crafts, but honestly, they're both pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed the guide, and if you did, a like and subscribe would be great, but now let's check out some of our games on our road back to top 1000 legend. Hope you enjoy. Okay, against the Rogue-O. Against the Rogue-O. I think I like the whole hand. This whole hand kind of screams decent. Maybe I can hold on to that swipe, see how that feel. Hey, welcome back, mister. Elemental Mage is looking pretty cash money right now. Well, those were definitely a couple of 1-drops. Congrats, guy. You done did it. You done did it. I'm gonna just fuck it over. If you think I ain't fucking it over, you got another thing coming, Chief. Look at him go, though. Well, that one definitely is not as amazing now. That one's cash money and... I'm gonna go with the heights here.
remember this place well.
Probably went with the +2 attack, didn't he? He went with the rushers, I could no melee that ass. Leaving his minions alive for one extra turn there for him to pick the +2 damage. Was a nice little bait of ours. Let's see. That's kind of fucky. Can't use it if he doesn't have 1 mana. I don't know if he was aware. They're in the Wurst. Could use it right now to be able to refresh even more, draw a bunch, but is that even worth right now? Could also save it for the Zinajari turn.
I must think.
He can do that on a turn he actually wants to do that, lol. It's not like the weapon's going away.
Time is of the essence.
Burning a top deck here. It's kind of whatever. Bullshit. Insta. Bit suspicious in it. Although, I mean, I still have some legendaries in there, but that was a little bit on the suspicious side. Bit suspicious. Bit suspicious. Not burning a top deck now, at least. Got that going, which is nice. Innervate off the top. 18% chance. Fills his hand with shit. Doesn't. Elise. Let's put that location on.
Rot number 802, welcome to the collection.
Fuck. Is he gonna try his luck with Dubious? Guess not. Oh, you lucky piece of piss. Well, congrats, man. You're a god gamer. Amazing minion you got there. Good job. God gamer right there. At least we heal back, but that was a bit on the fucky side. He needs the room here. Okay, well, we're still gonna be able to silly X. What is he gonna be able to do with them coins, though? Can actually draw a shit ton of cards right now. If I wanted to, I could copy that.
What dreams may come.
I think I'd just rather do this, though. That's nice. Bit too close for comfort, but I think we're very comfortable now. And Merry Christmas to you too. Ericos the Great. So you going for his Ashamain? Be a lot cooler if he didn't, but why wouldn't he curve off perfectly? To be fair, he did draw a lot of his legendaries, so...
Rot number 802, welcome to the collection.
Full hand of that crap. Just gonna have the Drake, Ebb and Flow, Bottomless, nothing too fancy actually. Dread a pile of garbage. Bunch of Briar Spawn Drakes, nothing more. Well of Eternity is a lot of random crap, but that's all it is, random crap. Whereas we're getting close to fucking him nicely, so ain't nothing wrong with that.
Emotional damage.
Okay, this draws me that.
May come.
Next turn I get to have 3 of those, nice and chunky. See what that do then. Come on, shit. This deck not running Trail Mix feels kinda awkward, not gonna lie. Okay, so next turn having 3 12s like this doesn't sound like lethal to me. But going with this, it's gonna be 24 damage that way. Still not there. Fuck. It's not there.
What dreams
It's
may
not there. Still doing it though. It's never lethal, so I'd rather just kill shit. Gotta survive a couple of more turns. Okay. I could just gain 15 armor next turn and feel fine about it, and turn after with this and that. And get the fuck 'em. Unless something random happens. Nothing too amazing left for you, bud. Enjoy that. Enjoy those bottomless toy testicles. Are you enjoying yourself, Chief? Sadly, he did copy, though. He did copy, though. How much damage is that? Not enough. And he's board locked. So I think this is fine.
Take your rest.
He's missing 9 damage. No room on the boards. Okay, he's missing 3 damage. Fuck. Would have been a damn shame if that was damage. Okay. That doesn't do what you think it does. Nope, I don't care about them dragons no mo. It's not about them dragons no mo.
A true queen defends her people.
Pirates like this, not for me. I'm not cut out for this. I'm not cut out for this.
Neat. Double the double. That's a lot of damage. And that's why the stupid charge pirate is in here. For just such an occasion. Not a rogue. Well, intriguing. A lot of rogues out there.
This is just a practice.
Too many, one might say.
My long slumber has ended.
Yeah, last guy definitely tempoed the shit out of us. I don't know. I think I'd try like this. 7 flow for some early spooters. Could be muy importante. Okay, that's alright. I can do that next turn. He doesn't need to know I have it. See if I can find the ramp out of this. There you go. Rogue ain't rogan so far. Is the rogue gun rogue? Is it me or is my beard fucked up or some shit? I don't know. Oops. That looks similarly fucked up, I guess. Another one. We ramping good today. Okay. That means he's Protoss, don't it? 3, 9, and 2, so he drew a 2 and a 3, no 9s in there. I'm not gonna kill that. If he decides to... I mean, he never tempos it, but still. The Snowmelia could help against some stealth idiots later. That was the first time I've seen that minion get played like that. Something. I'm gonna just go like this. He decides to shadow step it, so be it. Live the full life. Wasn't very prosperous, but it lived it. That ain't too bad, if only I had some frickin' locations, you know? The good old hero power. The good old past hero power turn. Jesus. God knows I ain't tempoing. We know he has a discounted Protoss minion in there. He might have Innervate in there. Two can play that game apparently. Ooh. Ooh. I'm down to copy that right now. That's a lot of card draw. 0 to card draw real freaking fast.
Stand with me.
What's up the balls? He's mad, I tell ya, mad. It's amazing. So amazing. Should I tempo silly? Feels silly to tempo silly, but I'm a tempo silly, so I can tempo silly. Cringe. He copied my Zilly. His is gonna be ready for 8 mana right about now. I might regret doing this. Just passing was an option as well, and that's what he picked. It's fine, it's not like we're losing tempo, but he could start doing some wonky shit. I don't have much in terms of recovery after that. We do gain a bunch of armor at least. Ooh, that Ember. That ain't bad either. Could have played her first so we don't destroy. Shit. So we don't draw this shit more like it.
A true queen defends her people.
Could unlock by killing my own shit with this. I'm gonna. I'm gonna do this for now. Still kind of annoying for him. Maybe he's gonna use his Destroy Idiot on it, but it's not that big a deal. I need a couple of more turns anyway, so that we actually have enough room. Thing is, I'm gonna have a rough time with these, because they're gonna be blocking a little, summoning shit instead of themselves. I'm suffering from too much locations. Location Maximus. But giving him something to fuck around with right now, I think, is a good idea. It's not like we're suffering or anything. Next turn I could go for a 5 mana at least if I feel like it. Okay. We're still gonna be able to connect a little. Actually, I mean, if I didn't use that location, I could have gone this into double this. That would have been 30 damage. More than 30 damage. Would have been 12 plus 24, 36. Okay. Thanks for the positioning. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. There's the guy. I'm gonna just swipe. Well, next turn he is dead as fuck. Stop it, that tickles, man. Sadly, that doesn't do what you think it does, man. People think that we only win with the Briar Spawn Drake. Alas. Dread Deserter would like to know his location. And copying the bigger minion actually gives you even bigger, better stats. If you've played a Shara, that is. Oh man.
The pirate's life is not for me.
Look at this nonsense. Look at this pile of nonsense, though. Taking so much needless damage here. Yeah, I thought so. That would have been 48 extra, by the way. 12, 24, 48 Battlegrounds, is that you? Deck's kinda nutty. Deck's kinda nutty.
Tremble before the might of the elves. My long slumber has ended.
Okay, we don't care about any of these. Just doo-doo. Hunter, that is. Okay, I like that. Let's just hope he doesn't curve off too quick. Sure, we can at least come sideways. Probably for a 5 mana still. But at least you could be going for the 10 mana location to get yourself a big copy again, but with a hand like this, the 5 mana ought to do it.
I remember this place well.
Gaining our armor against this guy would be a good idea. I guess we can also discover some crap.
Shaking our stuff.
Why did he slop? One mana, 3 taunts. Or 0 mana, gain 8 armor. I'm a gained armor.
Blaze a trail.
But I'm not gonna gain it just yet. Let him think. We're in the danger zone. Okay. Yeah, he must have a pupil in there for him to play like that. Come on, shit. That ain't bad. It ain't good either, though. I'm not gonna use it for now.
I remember this
Поискаш ли?
place well.
На спирката след... Okay, where were we? Ah, yes. Fucking this guy in the butt. A little bit of butt fucking. I could copy right now. This guy is not gonna have too much armor against us. So getting myself extra armor, extra cheap spells sounds good to me.
So many memories.
Draw 2 minions, you say. For 0 mana, you say. Let me do this first. Big boy Ziliaxes. Well, next turn I can temple Silly. I can fuck with him.
Of the essence.
That's about it. We are definitely armoring up like a champ. Question is, does he have his good damaging shit?
I found a seer gem.
A bit premature in it. Okay. I don't mind getting my Ziliax frozen trapped. Guess not. Deck feels powerful, yeah. Deck feels powerful, it's strong, and fresh. Don't see that too often. I actually kind of saw a lot of it not too long ago, but don't see of it too much on Diamond 5 Legend, do ya?
Who could put a price on
Ooh, he's stealing.
I could?
Well, good duh, but he's still kind of fucked, isn't he? Problem is I don't have the Ashara location still. Be a lot cooler if I did.
What dreams may come.
That ain't too bad. Do you want this thing to die? It will. Draws me a Shara, why not? Okay. Would be nice to play a Shara before I draw the Well of Eternity. If he didn't get 6 damage out of that thing, he already used the Tidepool Pupil. At this point, I'm not sure where he thinks his damage is coming from, but I don't think it's coming. He is playing the more greedy variant, though, with Elise and shit, so he does have a bit more late game, but not too much. Not 58 grand total amount. I'm still missing a lot of good locations though. Swipage. Let me do this before I draw the other one. Okay, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. That's kind of cool as well. Think we're on the right side of this matchup. Still have plenty of card draw left in the deck with Bottomless, Wave Shaping, Story of Barnabas doesn't do shit anymore. Zinajari's fine. Sleep Under chars a ton of card draw. Okay, that's kind of on the fucky side. That's kind of cute. Wave Shaping. There it is. I mean, next turn he dead, ain't he?
So many memories.
Betrayers will suffer endless torment.
My people are with me.
Could bob me here. That'd be a damn shame. But damn shame, I mean, it's gonna buy him a turn. Not much else. That doesn't look like a bob to me, but looks like a mini bob. Okay, I'm down with that.
My will shall lead us to victory.
Don't have enough room though. One mana short of having enough room though.
Time is of the essence.
I'm just going face, aren't I? I'm just going face, Chief. If it lands on both the big men, so be it. There you go. Was that always lethal, by the way? Or if it landed on the 9? I think it was always lethal, wasn't it? Maybe if both landed on the big men. Well, that was a fun little deck now, wasn't it? I enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it too.